Fire Emblem 3 Houses tier list. Wow. I have played through pretty much 3 full routes of Fire Emblem. I've done Verdant Wind as my first route, then Crimson Flower, and then by the time this video comes out, Azure Moon Maddening should be done. If not, then I almost finished it. So, I'm going to rank all of these characters. So normally, all my videos are pretty much scripted, but I think it's probably best for something like this. It's probably just easier just to wing it, basically. So I've organized, let's see, all of these characters. Hopefully by like random stuff, and then Church of Seiros, the DLC characters from Ashen Wolves, Golden Deers, Blue Lions, and then Black Eagles. So I'll try to go in order, and then yeah, everything, I'll be judging each of these characters based on their appearance, combat, their supports, personality, pretty much like everything all combined at once. It's gonna be a very objective tier list. No one will have any issues. And with that, Anna will go into B tier. She's a tax collector, man. Like, I don't really like tax. Like, I could easily put her into C, but we'll start off with her at B, because at least she's pretty, I mean, she's like in all the Fire Emblem franchises, so it's pretty cool that she's even in here. So this, honestly, at first, I didn't really like So This, but then the absence of So This post-time skip, I really noticed, like, I was like, man, I kind of miss So This. I guess while playing, I thought she was pretty annoying, so like B or C, but then like, after like looking back on it, I was like, wow, I really liked So This. I think she's a pretty cool character. And then for Rhea, honestly, so like as the head of the church, I mean, I guess I could like pretty much have her as like the Church of Seiros in general. I think the church in 3 Houses is like really well portrayed, like in different routes. So like in one route, you can see the church as a very evil thing, and then in different routes, it's kind of like, well, they're kind of just there, which is pretty cool. Like they can be seen as like pretty much like righteous. And then obviously like with Rhea's case, she has so much backstory, so much lore. I thought she was like a pretty like cool character, like trustworthy from the beginning. And then depending on like the supports, your route or whatever, that could easily change like pretty quick. So I think she's like a really well made character, whether you like her or hate her. And then for Flane, part of me, I honestly think she's like an A tier character. But her whole dynamic with Sedith is like they're pretty much like one character in a sense. Because they're related, and then also like their supports with each other are really funny, and their dynamic between these two along with everyone else. So like especially like these two with Sylvain, and then like these two with the Professor. Like I feel like, but like Flane by herself, I think she's an A. Sedith by himself is a B, but together, I feel like they belong together somewhere. I feel like B is too low for them to be together, but I also think A is too high. We'll see. I'll keep them at A for now. Hanneman. I see this guy's like a Kamoshida. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure my first playthrough when Flane got kidnapped, I think it was Linhard that accused Hanneman. I looked at him straight in the eyes. I thought it was him. Yeah, this guy is like, he stares at little kids and claims that he's studying crests for sure, 100%. I'd be scared of him if I was a student. Manuela, honestly, she's pretty funny. I don't think I really brought her out into combat that much, just because like I didn't really like recruit like other professors. Like I didn't recruit Hanneman at all. Honestly, her supports are pretty good, honestly. With the professor, with the students, even like just like her relationship with the other knights as well, like random NPC knights. I think it's pretty funny. And also say like I don't have to talk about her looks. I think she's a really good character. Alois, I find him pretty annoying. I'm not gonna lie, but he was there for us when Gerald died, so I think just because of that one act, I think he can be in C. He should be here, but I'll give him a pass. Shamir, I won't lie, I didn't really like interact with her that much, but I think she looks cool. She's a bow and spear, which I think is pretty cool. I remember like on one mission, it was very long ago. I played this game ages ago when I actually like used her. She was actually pretty decent, I think. But like, obviously, I didn't really interact that much with her. So I mean, but from what I have done or seen with her, I think she's decent. Gilbert. Yeah, I don't really like him. He's just like, I don't know. I mean, he's also like the guide in Azure Boon route, but like even then, it's kind of like, he feels too stiff. And then, especially like if you don't know like his relationship with Annette, it's just weird. It's just weird. It's like Hanneman level, like weird. Catherine, honestly, same boat with Shamir. I didn't really interact with her. Although her Thunder brand's pretty cool, I won't lie. And then on that one mission, she also had a mission like pretty much about her early on. So her Thunder brand's pretty good. But again, I mean, these two are kind of like a duo. I never really interacted with Shamir and Catherine that much. Thunder brand's cool. Yuritsa. It's a shame that he didn't really have that much of a presence as Yuritsa, but Death Knight, he's pretty cool. But I want to put him. I feel like A is too high, but B is also too low. I think I'll put him at A for now. But I really like Death Knight. He's such a cool character. He's so scary, and he's pretty hard in like pretty much like all levels. If you're like new, he's Death Knight. Cyril. I just hate kids. I don't like him. He's pretty annoying, honestly. I don't even know why like the Church of Seiros like picked up peasants or whatever. I actually don't know about him. But I mean, I don't really care about him as much. Professor. Honestly, I like Byleth. I like the female one a lot more. I was sad that they picked male Byleth for Engage. But I mean, like, I don't think I really need to say anything. Byleth is just really good. I mean, it's centered around Byleth. Yuri, leader of the Ashen Wolves. I'm only gonna put him here only because it's a very dumb reason. But when I hear the word Yuri, I think of the main protagonist for Tales of Vesperia, and I really like Yuri Lowell. So then when I see like Yuri here in Fire Emblem, I think of Yuri Lowell, and it's just like, it's just not him. It's a very dumb reason. But like, I don't like Yuri because he's not the Yuri I know, which is pretty dumb. But like, yeah, it is a very dumb reason. But I just can't put him higher than here. Happy, honestly, she's a pretty funny character. Like, she's very like nonchalant about things. For me, B is too low, but A is too high. You know, I'm gonna make a new tier. Probably like B plus. And then Flame, Sedith. Yeah, there we go. I think that's good. I think that's how I wanted it to be. Oh, and then pretty much anyone, I should have said this earlier, but anyone in A+, I think, are capable of being S tier, but I mean, I don't want to put too many people in S tier, right? So then I plan on having only like 1 or 2 per people in S tier, but these guys can be in S tier. If you think Rhea's the best character or Byleth is the best character, I won't fight you at all. Like they are like one of the best characters. So yeah, but these are basically S tier, but they're not like the best. I should have said that earlier, but Constance. I honestly think she's really, really funny. I relate to her a lot in the fact that like, I hate going outside, and then like very like, I don't know, like the dual personality. I also like her hair, like having like a two-tone blue inside, blonde outside. I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, I just like her a lot. I really like her. Balthus. It could be just me, but I just don't like. Same thing with like Gilbert and Alois. I just don't like big guys. Like that's just not my thing. I don't know. It's not my thing. Not really funny. Yeah, I just don't like big guys. I mean, he is strong though. Claude. That's my house leader right there. Honestly, I really liked him pre-time skip. I thought he was very clever and very mischief, and like he could pretty much see that. Maybe I could be biased because I did his first, but time skip he kind of loses it, like being like mischievous, which kind of sucks because then like you have Dimitri and Edelgard. They're pretty much like righteous noble, right? Pre-time skip, and then Claude, he's there. I just feel like he's like probably the most evil like person, but like first time through, pre-time skip, Claude is probably the evilest person out of the 3 because he's very like ambiguous, mischievous. but then like he loses that in time skip, and then he became like very he then became very righteous, which is like like I mean his route was pretty cool, especially like toward like the last few maps. I thought they were like the best in the game, but he just loses like his thing in a sense. So like yeah, I think just A tier. He's still a very well written and very likable character, but it's just like just that one he just loses it kind of in time skip, which kind of sucks. Haha, Hilda, my wife. Yep. I mean, she's very strong. She's just like me, very lazy, don't want to do things. It was my wife, first playthrough, yeah. She's just the best there is. And her relic is really strong too. I think it's crazy. Marianne. Early pre-time skip. C. She just talks to horses. And then once you know the thing in pre-time skip, oh. Well, I don't know when you learn it, but then when you learn the thing, it's like, oh, okay. And then that combined with how she acts post-time skip, great character development. She just rises from C tier all the way to A tier within like the whole game. She's very well written. I really like it, and she's a really good healer too. I even brought her into my Azure Moon. She's just a great, well written character. Ignatz. I don't know. He just feels very two-dimensional. I feel like he likes to paint. He reveres the goddess. I mean, I could be biased, obviously, but I just don't really find it that interesting. And I find it, like, mostly annoying. Like, when I go open the support menu and I see, like, an exclamation on Ignatz, I'm like, do I really want to know? I just get that with Ignatz. Because it just feels very predictable. The things that I was expecting were not something that I really enjoyed. Lysithia. Death Knight Killer. Yeah, she's great. I love her. She's really funny. She tries to act mature. Like, I'm pretty sure we all know, like, that one person that tries to act mature, but they're not. That is Lysithia. And then her spells, she's known as the Death Knight Killer. Oh my god, she's great. She's a great character, both in battle and in the monastery. And she's very smart, too. Because I know, like, when I brought her into my Azure Moon time skip, she actually made, like, really good points when I was talking to her during the Explore sections. So, I really appreciated that. Leonie. Pre-time skip, C. Just because it was just a weird obsession. I mean, no one likes someone that hates you, right? So then she hates you pre-time skip. She's trying to be too much like Gerald. It's like, you're kind of weird, man. But then, time skip, she got better. Not as like crazy as Marianne, but still good. I appreciate it. Do I need to say anything about Lawrence? Oh my god. I hated that guy. Well written? Maybe. I just hate him. Look at that forehead of his. What is that? It's terrible. Raphael. Same boat with Balthus. I mean, he was really strong. Arguably stronger than Balthus, at least for my play. I mean, I was on, like, hard, and on Balthus I was on maddening. But still. I mean, honestly, they're pretty much almost the same character, in my opinion. Almost. Just, like a slight background, like, difference, but they're pretty much... It just feels like they're almost the same character. Alright, now we're on the Blue Lions. Dimitri. Honestly, I didn't really like before the game was even released, I didn't really like Dimitri because I think his like personality and trope was very common into something that I saw. It's like, oh, he's such a righteous like soldier knight or whatever turned evil. Wow, big surprise. But I feel like the way that Three Houses did it was actually pretty interesting. So I didn't really like his very cheerful demeanor. Maybe it's because I knew he was gonna turn bad. I don't know, but I just find it like very tropey, I guess you can say. And then obviously like when that turd happens, and then he went crazy, like probably like the beginning of the time skip. That was pretty cool. Like he just went crazy. And then something happened, and then he like reeled it back. It's like, man, it would have been cool if he just kept going that way, but or like at least for like a bit longer. But I mean, it was still cool experiencing that. At least that changed from being good to pretty much evil. So yeah, it was pretty cool. Dedu. I mean, like it's like I said, same boat with like Balthus, Raphael, Alois, just a bit worse too. Because I mean, Felix said it on one of his supports with him. He's basically a slave to Dimitri. I found it very weird and very just bad. I feel like I mean, they probably solved it, but like, also like I never really used it. I didn't really find any use of him. I didn't really enjoy it. Like every time I saw exclamation mark on his support, I didn't really care. It's just like it just felt like the same thing with every single character. Ingrid, honestly, if you told me about Ingrid last week or like where I would rate her, I would put her right here. But after like this like maddening run I'd done like in these like basically like last 2 maps, oh my gosh, she's actually kind of insane. Okay, maybe like not this because it happened very late, but like oh my god, the Falcon Knight Evo stack where she becomes an Evo tank. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. And then also her dynamic with her, I believe Felix and Sylvain is pretty funny. I think it's pretty funny. Childhood friends. I think it's pretty cool. I didn't mind like seeing an Ingrid support. Annette. She's a tricky one. She's one of the youngest ones, and she wants to do pretty much everything. Her supports are kind of okay. They kind of are all over the place. Yeah, she's just average, I feel like. Nothing big, nothing bad. She's just meh. Like, I don't really have anything to point at. Could be because I don't really know that much. Yeah, and then also her dynamic with Gilbert, it didn't really feel emphasized. Well, I mean, that dynamic in general, like if you take a step back, did the Annette Gilbert dynamic really matter? No, not really. So then it wasn't as big as something like maybe like the Dimitri Edelgard dynamic. It just didn't really matter. So it could be that. Sylvain he's a funny guy. He may be like a pretty bad unit for me, but he's a funny guy. I won't lie. His supports with pretty much every single female here is really good. I think my favorite is probably Sylvain and Flane. Those supports were pretty good. He's just a funny guy in general. And apparently, like, you can, like, recruit him, like, week 1, day 1, whatever, if you're female, but, like, no prerequisites. You can just recruit him into your class if you're female Violet. If you're male, then you gotta do, like, all this, like, writing, lance, whatever it is. But if you're female, he's just like, yeah, I'll join your class. He's just a funny guy. Ashe, honestly, I think... So he's a pretty stagnant character. Like, he doesn't really grow, in my opinion. And he doesn't really change, right? So I would say he's a pretty righteous person. If we're talking pre-time skip, Dimitri and Ashe would be together because they're pretty much almost the same person. But I did appreciate that because they were the same person and then Dimitri did his thing when he was going absolutely crazy and just wanted to go on like a murder spree, then you see how righteous like Ashe is, and you're able to compare like, wow, he really did go crazy. So that made me appreciate the inclusion of Ashe's character. So honestly, B+. His supports aren't that bad as well. I just feel like the foil with him with Dimitri was really what made Ashe, which is kind of weird, but it really made me appreciate Ashe more. Mercedes, the car, Mercedes. I really wanted. I mean, obviously, I haven't done Silver Snow, so it could be in there. But I feel like if there was more instances with Yuritsa, with Mercedes, I feel like it would be better. It's kind of like on the same boat with like Annette and Gilbert, but the difference is like, I mean, this is the Death Knight, that's pretty big, but they never felt like they really emphasized that connection between Mercedes and Yuritsa as much as I wanted it to be. Whereas with like Annette and Gilbert, I mean, they did kind of emphasize it, but it didn't really matter. But like with Yuritsa and Mercedes, it did matter, but it didn't really show that. And it's pretty sad because like other than that, it's like Mercedes, she's like the mom of the house. I was like, and I didn't really use her on my playthrough. I mean, I just grabbed Marianne and I just ran with it. So like, it could be that. And then Felix, that guy is great. He is so funny. His supports, especially with like Dimitri, Flame, or not. I don't know about Flame actually. I can't remember the top of my head. But with Sylvain, he's a funny guy. And he's really strong too. That guy's cute. He's so good. He's very strong. Now we have the Black Eagles. House Leader Edelgard. I actually have a figure. I only have one figure of a character in Three Houses, and it's Edelgard. Because honestly, she's basically what I think of the poster character for the game. If I just point to one character and say this is Fire Emblem Three Houses, it would be Edelgard. Crimson Flower route, it was so good. And every other route where you fight her, she's like a villain. It's crazy good. The song, even the theme song, I already forgot the name, but it's centered around her basically. Everything is around her. She's the one that instigates everything. It's just everything is about her, and she's a very well-made 3D character. Both like her evil side, her righteousness kind of side, and then she's not like entirely evil. Like, she has her reasons. Honestly, it really depends on perspective. I really like Edelgard. She's a really well-made character. And, like, is the poster person of Three Houses. Again, like, any of these people in A tier, or A+, like, if you say, like, Constance is the best, or Rhea, Dimitri, I'll be like, okay. Okay. But I personally think Edelgard trumps all of these guys. Especially, like, as in terms of, like, if I were to point to one character, I would point out Edelgard. Now we have Hubert. The little rat snake. I don't like him. I don't like him. He's just weird. He looks like Snape. But as a student? Ew. Yeah, Casper. I like to call him Sonic the Hedgehog. He's a pretty funny guy. If I put Casper here on B, I don't think he belongs with like these people. But if I put him up to A, obviously he's not quite up there. So I think it's pretty much B+. He's very strong. He's a strong unit. His supports are pretty good. I like his change, because I think it's been a while. It's been like 2-3 years. I'm pretty sure in pre-time skip he wants to like fight everyone. He wants to get stronger, and then he realized in time skip maybe that isn't all there is to it. Like there was a piece missing, and he found that out in time skip, and I really appreciated that, where he like learned something. Bernadetta, A+, A+. She's just like me. She's just like me, and she's also very strong too with the bow. She's so funny. I'm pretty sure like almost just like with all of these, like most of these people, her supports with pretty much a lot of these characters are really, really funny. And it honestly, like, it's a shame, like, at least with like this top half, like B+ and up, if there was a TV show of Three Houses, I would love to see episodes that just center around these guys. It'd be so fun. It'd be great. Bottom half, maybe like a cameo. But for the top half, oh my god, I would pay money. I would pay a subscription for that. Dorothea. Honestly, her, I think, obviously this is too low. Like, I don't really want to compare with like Shamir or Catherine. But I honestly think A is a little too high for her. So I would put her in B+. I like her dynamic with Manuela. Yeah, I mean, she's very pretty. She's very strong. I'm pretty sure like a lot of people have her as like a very insane mage. I didn't really go through the entirety of Silver Snow yet, so I can't say for sure. I mean, I guess I did do Crimson Flower, but I think I had Violet as the mage, so I didn't really use her that much. But, I mean, she's still pretty good. Ferdinand von Aegir. He's really annoying. But for the memes, he can go up to C. I hate him, stuck up, annoying. Oh, I'm a noble. Noble should do this. I address myself in third person. But for the memes, he can go up there. Linhardt. I mean, I also don't really like him that much. He just sleeps. I feel like he's just two-dimensional. Or he's too two-dimensional. Like, it's just like I mean, I guess he's smart. He knows a lot about Crest. But, like, he just sleeps a lot. And I just find it, like, I mean, call me a hypocrite. I have Hilda in A+, and she's also lazy. But, like, look. Hilda's a female, Linhardt's a dude. Like, can you really blame me? Can you really blame me? Last one, Petra. Her dialect is pretty funny at times. I know in Persona 3 Reload, my favorite social link is actually Bebe, the French exchange student, because of the way he like says words. I mean, it's kind of different to Petra, but it's almost the same concept. She's kind of like an exchange student, and so she's trying to learn the language. But I feel like it has more misses than hits, especially when I compare it to Bebe from Reload. A lot of his like sayings were hits rather than misses. Like, I found them really funny in Reload. But here in Three Houses, I didn't really enjoy them that much. I mean, there were some that were funny, but not all of them. But she is a very good unit, though. She is crazy good. I think she has like a high like crit Evo. I don't know, but she's really good. So she can go in B+. Here's too low. Here's too high. B+ is good. Yeah. So there you have it. And then I guess I'll just reorder these because I guess some people might care about order because they probably like will look at this and be like, "What? You have Freya better than Bernadetta or whatever." This is the objective tier list. You cannot say that I am wrong in any capacity. There it is. Alright. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to this video if you like this type of content. And if you have any suggestions for any game that you want me to play, you can leave a comment down below or come join the Discord in the link below that I'm active in. See you guys later.